The next chapter is about to begin. Join us live every Tuesday and Thursday for brand new episodes of the American Contractor Show. Our mission is to bring you the latest tools, innovations, and knowledge to help you become the most informed contractor in your market. Knowledge is the ultimate power, and we are connecting you with the most knowledgeable minds in our industry. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. American Contractors, I hope you're ready. This one's for you.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I, as a contractor, appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, and as usual, if you guys have not had the chance to, check out our awesome sponsors, Art of the Supplement, C3 Group, and Merlin Law Group. They are linked in the description to our Facebook video, so go ahead and check them out. Big thanks to them for all that they do, and then you guys know the drill. We're going to go right into our weather headlines. So first things first, talking about the #1 hail event of 2020. If you guys have been with us for the past few weeks, you know we've been doing a series about the top 10 hail and wind events of 2020, and we've reached our #1 hail event, so we're going to take a peek at that. And then, sorry, but it's still too cold for severe weather. Not going to be a whole lot to talk about for the rest of this week in terms of storms, but we are slowly making our way towards spring, so things should eventually start picking back up. And then last but not least, vote for Hail Trace for this year's Win the Storm Vendor of the Year Award. We have linked that as well in our description below. And if you guys vote for us, we would really appreciate it. So please make sure to go ahead and do that. And then, as promised, we're going to talk about our #1 hail event for 2020. So once again, we've kind of been going over the top 10 hail and wind events, alternating between hail and wind, starting from 10 and working our way up. So we're finally at the #1 hail event. So for wind, we're going to talk about that tomorrow, and I'm sure you guys can probably guess what the #1 wind event is, but we're going to debut our new studio talking about that tomorrow, and then try and guess and see what the #1 hail event is that we're going to talk about in a minute. And for hail, we've been kind of looking at the total costs, the rarity of the event, number of people impacted. There are more factors that go into ranking our hail event days, but for wind, we're just going off of the damage caused. So for the #1 hail event of 2020, we're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to count down the 10 hail events that we've talked about so far. So number 10 hail event, if you guys have not watched our video yet, was the Del Rio, Texas storm on April 11th. It was 4-inch hail across the entire city of Del Rio, one of the worst in history. And you can see our storm starting along the Texas-Mexico border and moving eastward through Texas with that large hail impacting Del Rio directly with all that hail. So crazy storm there for Del Rio, Texas. That made it our number 10 map. Our number 9 hail map was Fayetteville, Arkansas through Springfield, Missouri on May 4th of this year. And there was a ton of storms that were happening on this day. We actually saw up to softball-sized hail in Fayetteville itself. And then we got, like I said, a ton of hailstorms through the rest of the region on this day. But yeah, you can see here's Fayetteville with those softball-sized hail, and then we got quite a few other areas near to big cities, but not directly impacting big cities with large hail. So tons of hail, tons of large hail on this day, made it our number 9 hail event for 2020. Then on to, this one caused under $1 billion in damage. So close to $1 billion with that for our number 9 already. And then looking at number 8 now, we are in our Fort Worth, Arlington, Mansfield, Texas storm on April 27th. So This was the biggest storm of the year for Dallas-Fort Worth area, 2-inch hail in that area that has not been hit in quite a while. And we've got a long swath here, and then as soon as the hail started to ramp up, that's right when it got into the Dallas-Fort Worth area with that 2-inch hail impacting the city directly. So made that a 5-star map and our number 8 most damaging hail event of 2020. Then into the number 7 hail map. So this one was through Shreveport, Louisiana on April 24th. We saw high wind-driven softballs. So you guys know softball-sized hail is already pretty damaging, and then when you factor the wind into that, it creates an even more damaging storm. So this one just skirted right on the northeast side of Shreveport and moved southeastward. And if it was just a little bit further south, it would have caused quite a bit more damage and impacted Shreveport directly, but it did stay on the northeast side. Still, we got Bossier City being the hardest hit from this storm, kept it from being more severe like we talked about. If it had hit Shreveport, it would have been a lot more impactful. However, we still got that softball-sized hail creating a very damaging storm on April 24th for our number 7 hail event. Moving on to our number 6 hail event map. This was through Jefferson City, Republic, and Springfield, Missouri here. We got quite a bit of hail. This was March 27th, 2020. Quite a bit of hail through these areas and quite a bit of large hail happening. However, it did avoid the bigger cities. We got 3-inch hail impacting Jefferson City, and that caused over $3 million in Jefferson City alone. So we did get quite a bit of damage. However, it avoided those bigger cities, kind of like the Shreveport storm did. Didn't create quite as much of a damaging situation as it could have. However, it still really wrecked Jefferson City here with this 3-inch hail swath, caused quite a bit of chaos on March 27th. Then moving on to our number 5 event. This was through Rapid City, one of their many storms of 2020. Rapid City really kind of stole the show in terms of the number of hail events that they received this year. So this was over 3-inch hail impacting most of Rapid City directly. You can see those couple of swaths of tennis balls and larger moving through Rapid City on this day. It was not the only storm, like we talked about, to impact Rapid City. This was the 4th of 5 hailstorms that hit Rapid City in 2020. So really it was just one after the other. And this one happened to be quite damaging. It was a 5-star map here through Rapid City with that 3-inch hail, making it our 5th hail event of 2020. Then on to number 4, we're looking at Lubbock. On May 20th, we got 2.5-inch hail hitting most of the city here, and Lubbock is another one of those cities that kind of gets hit a lot with hail. However, 2.5 inches through most of Lubbock is substantial, and then we actually got up to 3-inch hail that hit most of the southern part of the city. So in this purple swath here, we got quite a bit of large hail impacting Lubbock directly. Once again, making this a 5-star map and our number 4 hail event of last year. Then moving into number 3, this was our San Angelo storm on May 21st. Some of you guys may remember softball-sized hail across the city here in these purple swaths. You can see all those pictures here from all of the people reporting that large hail, and then it actually fell for over 40 minutes. So not only softball-sized hail in a big city, but it fell for quite a substantial period of time. So it made this quite an impactful storm. We actually saw this as the worst hailstorm in San Angelo since 1995. So in 25 years, we had not seen a storm in San Angelo that was this impactful. So quite a significant storm once again in Texas from last year. We've got Lubbock as number 4, San Angelo as number 3. I'm wondering if you guys can guess where our number 1 is going to be, and we'll talk about it in a second. But then April 7th, 2020, I'm sure a lot of you guys in the upper Midwest remember this day. It was the entire day. We got up to 3 inches falling through parts of the Iowa and Illinois area. We got over $1 billion in damage due to all the hail that fell on this day. And then the hardest hit areas from this were going to be Cedar Rapids and Davidport, Iowa, as well as Rockford and Evanston, Illinois, with that large hail moving through on April 7th, 2020. So large hail, lots of hail, and up to $1 billion in damage from up to 3-inch hail through the region from this storm. So that made it our number 2 hail map. And finally, if you guys have not guessed yet, our number 1 hail event of 2020 was San Antonio, Georgetown, and College Station, Texas. This occurred and brought over $1.4 billion in damage through the area that was impacted. So you can see all of these swaths here with red impacting at least 2-inch hail through a lot of these areas. And then we saw up to tennis balls through parts of San Antonio here. So we do have a little purple swath in this area covered up by these pictures right now. But we got a lot of 2-inch hail through this area and a lot of swaths moving directly through San Antonio, Georgetown, and College Station. So again, lots of hail caused over $1.4 billion in damage in southern Texas. And I'm sure you guys want to see some pictures from that. So here we are. We've got this one where we've got quite a bit of large hail in these people's hands here. I'll back up so you guys can see this is the size of somebody's fist here. And then we've got hail, quite a few pictures of larger hail and large quantities of that. And this is all from that San Antonio swath here in these pictures. So quite a bit of large hail over the night impacting San Antonio, Georgetown, and College Station. So a few big cities, lots of large hail, and lots of damage from this. So it was our most damaging storm of 2020, #1 hail event here, and we got lots of pictures to prove it. So stay tuned tomorrow because we're going to go over our #1 wind event, and I'm sure you guys can probably guess what that one is going to be. And like I said, we're going to debut our new studio for it, so be sure to stay tuned. And then as far as severe weather, again, there's not going to be a lot for the next couple of days. It's just too cold. We're in the dead of winter. It's not really prime time for hail right now, but we are getting closer. So today and tomorrow, no severe hail expected. However, stay tuned to see our #1 hail or #1 wind event of 2020 tomorrow. So if you guys want to follow us, check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can follow us on any of those pages at hailtrace.com and hit See First on Facebook if you never want to miss our live videos. Really helpful in the springtime, especially because we go live every now and then when we're covering large storms. So definitely hit that See First on Facebook and follow us on all our other platforms here. And then if you guys want to get in contact with us, we do love hearing from you. So you can call us at 855-334-4245. You can also email us if you would rather at info@hailtrace.com. And then check out our website. We do a lot of cool things on there. It's www.hailtrace.com. Shows a lot about what the company is, who we are, and it also has those maps that you guys love on there. So get in contact with us. We like hearing from you guys, and stay tuned for our #1 hail event tomorrow. Thanks for watching.